Hello you what's faces, welcome back to a new video. Tigon here, and today I'm gonna teach you how to aim with an AR. Yeah, I'm gonna teach you that. I mean, most people don't even know how to aim with an AR. I'm pretty sure you could count on your fingers how many times someone's taught you how to aim with an AR, because I've definitely taught people how to snipe a lot of times, but when you're aiming with an AR, 90% of people just wing it. So today I'm going to teach you 1, how to aim with an AR, and then 2, how to practice it, and then 3, a secret way, not really secret, but a secret way to jumpstart your aiming, and one way you can always get back on track if you feel you're not aiming right or you're not aiming well. So without further ado, let's get into it. But a few things to keep in mind. 1, if you are a prodigy and you already think, okay, I know how to aim pretty well, then this video is still for you, because no matter how good you are, if you're aiming wrong, you can always be better. So for example, if you're cutting food with a knife, but you're using the back side of the knife, it doesn't matter how good you are, you could be better if you use the front side. So just keep that in mind. And lastly, this is going to take practice regardless. So also, once again, I'm gonna keep on repeating myself and saying keep that in mind. But without further ado, let's get into it. Okay guys, so we find ourselves in the training room, and I'm going to be using the M4 because that's one of the easiest ways to demonstrate, and I don't want you guys to see terrible aim. So we're going to be using the M4, and I'm going to be demonstrating how to actually aim with AR/SMG. So first off, there are 4 ways to aim with an AR or a spray weapon. I'm just going to say spray weapon from now on. But before we get into that, please consider doing this thing I did with my crosshair. It helps you, more so reminds you to aim properly. So the way to do it's pretty easy. Just go to settings, right? You want to go to your custom layout and just take the run button that you really shouldn't be using and just put it right there, because you always want one of your fingers on the movement button. But yeah, put the run button right there, and as you guys can see, there's little lines you can use to line yourself up. That's what you want to do. Now, one more thing, make sure you have a good sensitivity. I have a video on that. I do plan on making a new one, but in the meanwhile, I'll link that right up there. But as you guys can see, this is standard sensitivity. This is one of the main sensitivities you have to get right. And as you guys can see, my standard sensitivity is 124. And if we go up here, I have my rotation mode. Now, your standard sensitivity, or your hip fire sense / your just camera sense, that's the sensitivity you have when you're just looking around, that is determined by a combination of both this, your speed acceleration / rotation mode, well, not slash, just your rotation mode, as well as your standard sense. So both of those determine that. And of course, the rotation mode makes big adjustments, and then the little camera or the standard sense makes tiny adjustments. So don't really go messing with your rotation mode too much. If you want to change your sensitivity, I recommend just playing around with your standard sense if you are just trying to tweak it a little bit. But let's not focus on that. This video is not about sensitivity, it's about aiming. So let's get into the steps, right? So I forgot to actually tell you guys about the 4 ways to aim with an AR, so let's get into it. So you have snapping, right? Snapping onto a target, right? You have tracking, which is this, tracking, right? Which looks really cool. Snapping and tracking looks amazing. You have flicking, so here, you flick to there. And then you have leading, where you basically know where an enemy's going to end up, and you kind of lead your shot like that. It's almost like tracking, but sometimes you could just lead it and keep it still and wait for them to run into your crosshair. So those are the 4 main horsemen of the apocalypse. No, those are the 4 ways to aim with an AR or spray weapons. And many people forget that these are not separate, they all work together. So you don't want to be snapping when you shouldn't be. And of course, you don't want to be leading, which is almost kind of like I don't know, it's more akin to hard scoping, but yeah, you don't want to be leading when you don't need to. So without further ado, every time I say that, I need to do something. But so first, this is the first step. Step number 1 for aiming. See this little crosshair? Track and get that on the target. That's what you want to do. Get it on the target, get as close as possible. And this may be, you guys may see some or hear some similarity to the sniper video, because it actually does take parts from that, and it's pretty similar to aiming. But yeah, get that closest as possible to your target. Step 2, scope in. Now from this point on, you might be able to kill them just by snapping on, but you 9 times out of 10 you will usually have to go on into a track if they're fast or they're skilled at all. And the way you want to track someone is you want to do 2 things. 60% of your mental energy should be focused on looking at both the crosshair of your gun and the crosshair of the crosshair of your gun and your target. You have to look at both of these at the same time. Some people just look at the target, some people just look at the crosshair. No, you have to look at both at the exact same time. You can do it. It's the same thing as driving. If you can't do this, then some people shouldn't be driving. But basically, when you're driving, you're looking at the car in front of you, you're looking at the road, you're looking at a whole bunch of different things. And one thing you're also doing is you're making sure to check your rearview mirrors. And this, the reason why I say 60% of your information or bearing capacity should be going to this is because you also have to watch out for other people. So like, let's say I take this guy out. Oh my god, that was the worst aim I've ever had. Please disregard that. That didn't happen. Let's say I take this guy. Let's say I take this guy out, right? There's 2 other guys waiting for me, and I didn't even look at them, so I'm not even prepared to get onto the next guy. So this is how the actual step-by-step would go. So you would go right ahead, right? You would scope in, look at both, and then while finishing off that first kill, you want to be able to snap onto the next side. You want to be looking at where he is, because that's the best way to get to the next target. You have to actually look at the other person, but make sure do not start looking at the other person too intently or shifting your focus without killing the first guy first, because you're gonna die. So don't do that. One great way to make sure you finished off the first guy is to actually listen to that little sound that they have now added. So it makes like a little tink sound. I don't think it does it with the bots, but it does it in actual matches. So wait till you hear that tink sound and you should be good. So that is how you do it. That's how you aim. But now I got to give you guys this little secret, right? By the way, this is heavily simplified. This is heavily simplified. So you also have to keep in mind sometimes you're going to have to be, you know, actually controlling recoil. And then if you're using gyro, my goodness, that is a lot of information for one human brain to keep up. But essentially, this is how it would look. You would pick your target right, turn, and then also turn with that. So that's kind of how you want to do it. And of course, the way I'm doing it is I'm letting go of the fire button every time while still staying scoped in. Now this is for 4-finger claw. If you guys are using 2-finger, well then you're not going to be able to do something necessarily like this as well. It wouldn't even really be worth it, but you can still use most of these aiming tips. But yeah, there you guys go. So that is how it would kind of be with using gyro. You guys can't really see it, but I'm slowly tilting my screen down. But yeah, now this is the part you've been waiting for, the little secret trickety trick. And I actually got this from 𝓲𝓸𝓬𝓽𝓽𝓲𝓷𝓰𝓼, a console YouTuber. And what you want to do is you want to use a pistol. I recommend using the J358 pistol, and the reason why you want to use this pistol is because one, it shoots pretty fast and it's really strong, and it's kind of hard to use. Most people can't even use it properly. So what you want to do is use this, right? And while you're using it, just go into any match. If you go into a rank match, I mean, you can do that. It's gonna definitely put a lot of pressure on you, probably make you better than most people. But I would just say go into a casual TDM match and practice tracking by tapping on this. So you scope in and then you tap and you track. It really does improve your aim so much. So just practice using this pistol. Another good way to practice is using the XPR, because it's almost the same thing, but yeah, you're essentially just tracking and then firing. And this is the basics, or yeah, basically the basics of aiming. And you want to tap fire. You do not want to hold on, because if you hold on, it's not going to teach you as well. Tap fire everything for this particular challenge, and just keep on doing this. Do it for maybe 30 minutes. And once you think you have the hang of it, once you think you have the hang of playing like that, just go ahead and switch back, and you should see a big improvement. But yeah, that's basically the video. And the reason why I'm talking faster is because I decided to wear a jacket, and that was a bad idea. It's getting pretty hot. But hope you guys enjoyed. It's been your boy Tigon. I don't want to make this longer than it has to be, but dang, it looks like I made this video exactly 10 minutes, and I'm about to be booted out of the whatchamacallit room anyway. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna catch you later, and peace out. By the way, this is gonna be one of my last how-to videos for a while, so enjoy it. But yeah, if you made it all the way here, I do want to say thank you so much. And I'm going to be bringing out that content daily. Yeah, I'm like that. But yeah, peace. remember, aiming is a journey. You can't stop. So whenever you just have time, go ahead and make sure you practice in the training room. But you do want to practice in actual matches. One more thing though. This was how to aim, right? But you guys remember, you also have to pre-aim around corners. So you mix that, everything I just taught you, with also pre-aiming and making sure to put your crosshair where, you know, it's most likely going to be. So do that. But yeah, peace out.